holiday season is upon us, and certain popular children's toys are becoming harder to find. We'll explain how supply chain issues may affect your child's wish list this year.
Plus, how a Valley teen is giving back after starting her own nonprofit and making donating food as easy as clicking a button on an app.
And later, one Valley team is also helping to get food out for the holidays. We'll have more on their record-breaking giveaway.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm Karen Marroquin.
And I'm Julia Sandor. Thank you for joining us. As we prepare to invite family and friends back into our homes for Thanksgiving dinners, already thinking about leftovers, it's also the perfect time to give back to your community. Reporter Diana Quintero spoke with a high school student who works all year long to give back to her community.
According to the USDA, food waste accounts for about 30 to 40% of the nation's food supply. A local high school student is doing her part to combat the issue through her nonprofit, which donates to places like St. Mary's.
I actually started in 8th grade, so back in 2018.
It was a simple middle school science project where Venkatesh was able to present her surplus food efforts at the White House. Just a few years later, her nonprofit, Cultivate US, was up and running.
Obviously, world hunger is a huge problem.
And she's tackling the issue by collecting surplus food from home gardens, farms, and food rescue banks. She then donates them around the state.
And we take that excess produce and we distribute it to the less fortunate or to charity organizations.
Because her time is limited as a high school student, she's only out every other week, distributing between 120 to 150 pounds each time.
Oh, really?
Venkatesh believes food waste is a problem that encompasses both climate action and social justice.
And when food decomposes, it releases really harmful methane gases. So we're trying to, at the same time, save our climate and save our planet while also helping the people.
She even created an app to make the donation process more efficient, which is important during the busy season.
Since it's harvest season, we like to especially go during this time to get the most produce we can and go to places like soup kitchens where there's that community, and during that Thanksgiving time, people want to be around family and more friends.
For the kitchen, for the street.
Venkatesh is hoping to grow her nonprofit as she goes to college, hopefully one day reaching across the U.S. Cultivate US is always looking for donations, much like St. Mary's. Organizations like these really need help, especially during this time. In Phoenix, Diana Quintero, Cronkite News.
Millions of dollars from the infrastructure bill should be headed to the Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. According to Democratic Senator Kirsten Sinema's office, the airport should get $22.6 million throughout the next 5 years. The money is supposed to go towards upgrades, repairs, and expansion. Mesa Mayor John Giles said that some main upgrades will be replacing 4 portable gates and a new traffic control tower.
In an effort to continue pushing for vaccination as COVID-19 cases rise, the Biden administration is setting a new mandate for those crossing U.S. land borders. Essential workers and non-resident travelers will need to be fully vaccinated by January 22nd. Truck drivers, government officials, and emergency responders are among those that will be affected by the mandate. Anyone not crossing the border using a ferry will also be required to be vaccinated. According to the CDC, 47 million adults in the U.S. still remain unvaccinated. The Biden administration hopes to bring that number down and see 70% of the U.S. vaccinated by the new year.
Even in a normal year, few parents would say that toy shopping is their favorite part of the holiday season. But this year's global shipping crisis has made the annual hunt for that perfect gift especially challenging. Cronkite News' Rob Winder reports on how one local business is adapting to help Santa get the job done.
I'm here at Wildlings Toy Boutique in Phoenix, which just opened its doors this past August, giving Phoenix residents an alternative to buying toys either online or at the big box stores. And while it's kind of a crazy time to open a business right now, the owner says the community has embraced her.
That looks cool.
It does.
There's another one. Look at that one.
Wow.
A lot of times for my 4-year-old and 6-year-old, I'm looking for things that are a little bit more unique than something you would find at a larger box store, and they definitely offer that.
Jennifer Mossonet, the owner of Wild Links Toy Boutique, says she opened at a time when the community was anxious to support small businesses again. But it's also a challenge because of ongoing issues with the global supply chain.
We typically are able to order all of the toys we want starting in October and have them here ready for holiday shopping and not have issues getting them in. That is just radically different this year.
Mossonet says she's been able to keep her shelves stocked by ordering early, ordering often, and ordering a wider variety of product, which Steve Passerb of the Toy Association says is an advantage for local businesses.
Well, small retailers are incredibly nimble, and they've been finding new vendors, new products, new alternatives to try to keep their stores open, and that's been really great.
But most of the toy brands at Wild Links are not household names like Hasbro or Mattel. And those suppliers face numerous hurdles in getting their product to store shelves and front porches. From understaffed warehouses to a shortage of truck drivers to exploding rates for shipping containers.
If you're a small company and your shipping container went from being $3,000 to $25,000 plus additional fees, you've just erased your profit in some categories.
Passerb says those higher rates for shipping containers also impact which types of toys reach store shelves.
What toy companies have been doing is looking at an average shipping container and say, do I ship the very large, low margin products, or do I ship the smaller sized, high margin products? Tonka trucks, for example, they're heavy, they take up a lot of room in the shipping container. That company has decided to bring in less this holiday season.
Mossonet says a recent shipment of toy trucks she received contained only about half of what she ordered.
There is definitely a delay in getting all of the inventory in of those great big items that we want to see in the store.
But Mossonet says for her store, all these shipping troubles actually have an upside too.
Big box stores, I'm hearing their shelves are a little bit more empty than normal. So I think in some ways it's been good for our small local business because people are coming to us looking for toys that they can't find at other places.
And customers who come to Wild Links won't find a shortage of friendly service and a passion for play. Now Mossonet says another shipment of trucks just came in and they are pretty well stocked now. But she tells her customers that if they see a truck, tractor, or any other toy on the shelf that they like, they need to buy it now because it may not be there the next time they come. In Phoenix, Rob Winder, Cronkite News.
Looking for something to do this holiday season? Next week, the Desert Botanical Gardens will start Las Noches de las Luminarias. Starting next Friday, the garden will be lit with luminarias, or paper lanterns. This is the garden's 44th year running this holiday tradition. Guests can expect live music performances, entertainment, and never-before-seen installations. Las Noches de las Luminarias will be open on select days from December 3rd to the 31st.
The Arizona Department of Education received a grant that could help spread awareness on mental health among youth. Coming up, what this grant is and how they're planning on helping kids and teens.
The Arizona Snow Bowl opened some of its runs today. The details on its soft opening up next.
Cronkite News provides students at ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism with the opportunity to gain real-world experience in the newsroom. At Cronkite News, our students produce professional content for audiences by taking on all roles, whether they be reporting, anchoring, producing, or studio production. Each department gives students first-hand professional newsroom experience. For more information, visit cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
This month in Passport, your on-demand library of the best of PBS.
Everyone has secrets. Are you protecting someone?
I have no choice.
You do have a choice. You're looking at him.
That's amazing.
We could be standing on top of a T-Rex right now.
Women demanded new space and pushed the boundaries of what being a lady means.
These and other shows are available with Passport. Become a member of this PBS station. Sign in and start streaming today.
I was so excited when I learned that I was going to be the next moderator of Washington Week. I was incredibly lucky to be mentored by Gwen Ifill. And what that gave to me was this confidence that I could be my full self and that I was deserving of whatever spaces I was in.
Welcome to Washington Week.
I also feel this great joy in taking the helm of Washington Week, knowing that I can mold it and make it my own, but also make sure that it is still within the legacy and the tradition that made it so great for all of these years.
The Arizona Department of Education was one of the 12 recipients of a $9 million grant that will fund the second round of Project AWARE. This project will help expand state and local governments' coordination to increase awareness of mental health issues among school-aged youth. Cronkite News reporter Bella Hoffman shares more on the grant that will benefit students immensely.
Funded by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA granted $9 million to 3 different school districts in Arizona. Project AWARE 2.0 has 3 main goals as they disperse this grant over the next 5 years. School safety and social wellness specialist Rebecca Astorga shares one of these goals.
To engage students and families in the community in that process and in raising the awareness around mental health and well-being and reducing the associated stigma to really normalize the conversation of mental health and well-being.
SAMHSA expects that this program will focus on partnership and collaboration between state and local systems to promote the healthy development of school-aged youth.
The trainings that we provide in suicide prevention is available to all school personnel and anyone within the community. So on the Project AWARE webpage at ADE, we have suicide prevention training that is no cost, and it is available to anyone.
To learn more about the trainings and programs offered, Arizona Department of Education encourages you to visit azed.gov.
Arizona Snowbowl is finally able to open some of its expert runs today. Snowbowl spent the last several days making its own snow to prepare for the soft opening. This recording from earlier today shows lines of people excited to hit the slopes. The ski hill previously planned to start its season last Friday, but there was not enough snow to do so. The 4 Snowbowl expert runs open are Upper Ridge, Midway Catwalk, Logjam, and Wild Turkey. Its beginner hills and other trails will remain closed.
The valley's nice and chilly and perfect for friend and family gatherings tomorrow. With more on Thanksgiving details is Alyssa Stoney in the Cronkite News Weather Center.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone. Let's take a look at what weather conditions you can expect to see for tomorrow. In the southeast region of our state, we're going to be seeing some storm activity, specifically down in Tucson and Sierra Vista, where they can expect to see some rainstorms throughout the next couple of days. But here in Phoenix, we are not going to be seeing any rain, just some wind and clouds throughout the next couple of days. Speaking of wind speeds can get up to 30 miles per hour in Bullhead City and Lake Havasu City. Here in Phoenix, we're only going to be in those double digits, around 10 to 12 miles per hour tomorrow. If you're planning on traveling west for the next couple of days, make sure you're paying attention to road conditions, as there may be some dust storms throughout areas due to those high wind speeds. Now for your high temperatures for Thanksgiving tomorrow, we'll be at 77 degrees here in Phoenix. If you're heading out for a turkey trot in the morning, you can expect some nice weather, as it's going to be cooler in the morning and warm up as the day goes on. But if you're heading up north, make sure you are bringing a jacket, as our highs are only going to be 42 degrees in Flagstaff and 50 degrees in Payson. As we move into the weekend, we'll be seeing nice temperatures with a high of 78 degrees for that shopping on Black Friday, 76 degrees on Saturday, and then as we move into next week, we'll be seeing those consistent high 70s to low 80s for our highs. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow and enjoys the long weekend. In the Weather Center, Alyssa Stoney, Cronkite News.
I'm Morgan Cardin. Coming up after the break, I'll have your Cronkite Sports Report. Phoenix Rising FC broke records this week, but not on the soccer field. How they're helping the community next.
Cronkite News is more than your local news station. Through our innovative ideas, we create new ways to connect with our viewers and have their stories be heard. Our cutting-edge technology allows us to take a deeper dive into seeking the truth and delivering new perspectives. Stay up to date on top Arizona stories anytime on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at Cronkite News.
It's prime time on your time. Watch Prime Afternoons every weekday on Arizona PBS. Did you miss a show in the evening? Then catch up on Prime Afternoons. Your favorite dramas.
No more bloody heroics.
Antiques Roadshow.
Really?
Nature and Nova.
It's time to reintroduce some wonder into this miracle of nature.
All of the best from PBS on Prime Afternoons. Weekdays starting at 1:30, only on Arizona PBS.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
Here we go, lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
Welcome back. I'm Morgan Cardin, and here is your Cronkite Sports Report. The Suns look to make it 14 straight wins tonight on the road in Cleveland. Phoenix set the table for their current win streak with a victory against the Cavs on October 30th. Cleveland will be without Colin Sexton, as well as this year's number 3 overall draft pick, Evan Mobley. The Suns are in the midst of a 4-game road trip. The schedule moving forward features 3 playoff teams from last year, including the first-place Nets and Warriors. If the Suns keep winning, they'll tie the longest win streak in franchise history next Tuesday against Golden State. It's rivalry week in college football, and that means ASU and UArizona will battle on Saturday afternoon for the Territorial Cup. The Sun Devils carved up the Wildcats 70-7 last year in Tucson. Cronkite News reporter Chaz Messman has more on the showdown as it makes its return to Tempe.
On Saturday afternoon, Arizona State is looking to make it 5 wins in a row against their arch rival, Arizona Wildcats, in the 95th Territorial Cup. A matchup that is one of the biggest rivalries in college football creates an unrivaled atmosphere on game day.
Coming in on the buses and seeing the tailgates, like there's so many people here, it's ridiculous, you know. Leading up to the game, people kind of show the animosity that builds up. Just the tension in the air when everybody's warming up is serious, and you can cut it with a knife.
This week is just different for both teams than any other week, and for younger players, it is key to look at the examples set by those who have experienced it.
You can guarantee that both them and us are going to play our best game. For me, it was watching, Nikhil, Manny, even Chase. I could just see how serious they took practice that week, and I think that's what the younger guys are going to start to see.
If the Sun Devils want to continue their dominance in this game, head coach Herm Edwards knows they need to improve in the passing game, an area where ASU has struggled as of late.
I told Jayden when he first became a starter, he had a pretty good receiver. His name was Brandon Ayuk, first-round pick, and that can bail you out. We don't have that guy yet. I mean, we have some players, some good players, but they're young. We got to get that thing tuned up and get it going. We have to be able to throw the football with consistency.
These stands here at Sun Devil Stadium sure are to be rocking during the game for the oldest rivalry trophy in college football. In Tempe, Chaz Messman, Cronkite News.
UArizona leads the series with a record of 49-44-1. ASU looks to close that gap on Saturday. Kickoff is set for 2 p.m. The Cardinals and their NFL best 9-2 record have a bye this week, but are still making headlines. Defensive end Chandler Jones was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week after helping stuff the Seahawks last Sunday. But Jones isn't the only player feeling grateful heading into the holidays. You can add linebacker Marcus Golden to that list as well.
I always felt like I was meant to be a Cardinal and meant to play here for a long time. So for me to be able to come back, it's a blessing. I'm real thankful for that, especially with Thanksgiving being around. You right, that's something to really be thankful about. And getting back, like you said, being able to play with Chandler Jones again, and then just be here with all my teammates, and then this organization in general is a blessing for me.
The Coyotes are back in town tonight, taking on the first-place Edmonton Oilers. It's a late game in Glendale with puck drop at 8 o'clock. The Yotes are coming off an OT win over the Kings last Sunday. The Oilers are playing in the second game of a back-to-back and coming off a 4-1 loss against the Dallas Stars. Last time these two met, the Oilers came away with a 5-1 victory. The holiday season is always a time to help those less fortunate. Cronkite News reporter Andrea Aguilera tells us how the Phoenix Rising recently assisted others by giving back to the community.
The Phoenix Rising partnered with State 48 Foundation and United Food Bank with one goal: to beat the Arizona Cardinals record for most emergency food bags packed in a single event.
These food bags are going to restock our shelves, especially now for the holidays coming up, so we can get food to people that need it most. The holidays have really increased with food need amongst the community of Arizona.
It's the first time that the three organizations work together.
We're a new foundation. Our major focus is building out entrepreneurship programming to help startups across the valley, along with doing community impact events like this, where we do really large volunteer-based events.
I think it's important that we try and take steps to stopping this world hunger. It's a great event, great charity event, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
The event beat the record of 5,000 bags packed and will help provide 43,500 meals. In Chandler, Andrea Aguilera, Cronkite News.
And that does it for today's Cronkite Sports Report. Back to you, Julia.
Coming up, we take a look at Operation Restoring Veteran Hope, how this organization is helping veterans connect with resources and each other.
Cronkite News is more than your local news station. Through our innovative ideas, we create new ways to connect with our viewers and have their stories be heard. Our cutting-edge technology allows us to take a deeper dive into seeking the truth and delivering new perspectives. Stay up to date on top Arizona stories anytime on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook at Cronkite News.
It's prime time on your time. Watch Prime Afternoons every weekday on Arizona PBS. Did you miss a show in the evening? Then catch up on Prime Afternoons, your favorite dramas.
No more bloody heroics.
Antiques Roadshow.
Really?
Nature and Nova.
It's time to reintroduce some wonder into this miracle of nature.
All of the best from PBS on Prime Afternoons. Weekdays starting at 1:30, only on Arizona PBS.
Every day I wake up, my first thought is, how can I serve this community?
The biggest hurdle was not taking PTSD personally.
Would you welcome, please, the amazing.
Everybody that watches this, they say that I am the greatest that they've ever seen.
Here we go. Lights up. Whoa.
As artists, we conduct our educations in public. You can never know whether it's going to be a success. One just has to risk it.
It's you and the work and the place. It's a very particular relationship.
Here's our lens. Tell us what you think.
Friday night at 9 on Arizona PBS.
Veterans who need help have lots of options, but sometimes accessing help can be overwhelming. That's where Operation Restoring Veteran Hope comes in. Rudy Cavazos tells us the nonprofit, started by two veterans, seeks to reach veterans on a number of levels.
Now we have touched many lives. We have saved many lives.
Restoring hope
helps bring your self-esteem back up.
And growing healing bonds.
Because you've gone through some of the same stuff. So in that way, it's a brotherhood that helps out.
It's all a part of a mission for veterans through the nonprofit organization Operation Restoring Veteran Hope. Co-founder and president Ray Perez sees it as a way for any veteran struggling to grow with each other.
It's to help inspire our brothers and sisters that are struggling with addiction, homelessness, incarceration. You know, I myself, I've been through the struggle. After getting out of the military, I struggled a lot with all of the above.
The organization provides different ways to help out veterans in need, from accessing veteran services and community resources to healing retreats and other recreational activities.
We've helped out veterans that are struggling with addiction, you know, suicidal ideation, you know, those coming out of prison, out of jail, out of rehabilitation programs.
And for Perez, it's helping the veteran community that means the most.
Being able to help the veteran community in the capacity that we do is unexplainable in my eyes. In my heart, it's priceless.
Also, in addition to community outreach, resources, and other programs, veterans can come here to the bunker, pick up a wrench and work on some motorcycles, or shoot a game of pool and talk about the brother and sisterhood they cherish the most.
The Trenches to Renters program is a way for veterans to engage through building or restoring motorcycles.
I want to learn this, and it helps me deal. It gives me a reason to get up in the morning sometimes to come and do something productive, do something that I enjoy, and it keeps me like enthused about doing things.
Todd Rhodes is a veteran currently facing homelessness. Rhodes has been a part of the organization since mid-August.
Being able to help us, give us clothes, you know, if you need food or something, he opens up his doors for you.
And for the veteran community, Operation Restoring Veteran Hope sends the message that their doors will always be open to help out. In Phoenix, Rudy Cavazos, Cronkite News.
If you or any veterans you know would like to look at their services, you can reach them at orvh.net.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us. For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.